What happens when the anticipation surrounding one of the most well-liked drinks on the internet suddenly fades? Many people now view Prime as an example of how internet stardom isn't always the path to long-term success. By early 2026, the brand had clearly lost a lot of popularity, and some stores were reportedly having problems selling the product at all. Additionally, some viewers think that when they look at Logan Paul and KSI, the company's faces, the warning flags were always there. While KSI has generally maintained a positive online reputation, Logan Paul has been involved in controversy for years, from public scandals to accusations regarding cryptocurrency enterprises and other online upheaval. Therefore, when Prime was first announced on an Instagram Live in 2022, not everyone was sure that it would last forever.
We have created our own drink company. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen.
Despite all the commotion, Prime initially appeared to be untouchable. The drink became extremely popular as soon as it was created, thanks to two of the biggest internet fan bases, Logan Paul and KSI. Children were rushing into stores to wait for restocks, treating Prime more like a limited edition shoe drop than a legitimate beverage. Due to the phenomenon's extensive occurrence, South Park once mentioned it. Since online superstars were able to sell products faster than many traditional firms, this truly illustrated the potential of influencer marketing. Prime also benefited from scarcity marketing, a strategy that raises online demand and buzz because of a limited supply. At its peak, Prime seemed unstoppable, but online criticism soon started to spread. Some questioned the company's marketing approach, while others charged Logan Paul of consistently promoting Prime without really using it. One creative who actively supported this debate was Ludwig, who claimed that Logan would allegedly fill Prime bottles with water off camera while still endorsing the product in his videos.
I talked to Logan about this. I asked him straight up, I was like, yo, you ever have like a few Primes in a day and you start buzzing off that shit? Because I never looked it up. I just stopped drinking it after that. And Logan, obviously in Logan fashion, he's like, no, dude, I'll have like fucking 6, 7 a day. Fucking don't even bat an eye. And I was like, okay, all right, damn. But that same day, he had a Prime on the set with him. And we were doing a contest where we had to use those little like needles to like crack open from Squid Game, the Squid Game cookies. You know what I'm talking about? And Logan Paul was the only one who was allowed to have a drink on the set. They took everybody else's drinks away because they didn't want us to use water to cheat. Being a fucking cheater, I decided to grab Logan Paul's Prime and I wanted to use it to like help my friends on my team beat the puzzle. That was what I was trying to do. So I sneakily grabbed his Prime and I was going to put some in the cap. But when I did, I noticed the color was weird and I took a sip. It was water. Logan Paul replaced the Prime with water. So I'm pretty sure that motherfucker is lying. And if you drink a shit ton of these, you start buzzing. Because he replaced that shit with water straight up on my fucking mama. I'm telling you, he did that shit.
Since many people believe that if Logan Paul wasn't actually using Prime, as he said, it might raise questions about the company's advertising, this charge received a lot of attention online. Logan and KSI often mention Prime as a healthier alternative to other drinks. Logan had previously joked that he basically used Prime in place of water. Most individuals knew that comments were exaggerated, even if younger viewers might still take them seriously. Additionally, because millions of kids look forward to creators like Logan Paul, the conversation quickly turned into one of influencer accountability and advertising. Eventually, Logan addressed the issue on his honest. Logan's reasoning made some sense at this point, so the conclusion might have been rather predictable. He says that because he still wanted to promote Prime on TV, he only used the Prime bottle and filled it with water. That makes sense from a marketing perspective. But things really started to get worse after Logan shifted the conversation away from the accusation itself and started focusing on Ludwig specifically. I believe Logan's response would have been appropriate if he had just defended both the product and himself. But when he started making personal attacks at Ludwig, everything changed quickly. Many viewers thought it was more about ego than professionalism. Additionally, when you represent a big brand like Prime, your actions directly affect the company's reputation. In business, perception is just as essential as the real products, and many people felt Logan handled the situation badly. Ludwig clearly comprehended it when he later responded.
Anyway, after he called me a blockhead beta bitch and talked about me for 10 minutes on his podcast, he factually right after talked about how he thinks the moon landing isn't real. This is also the guy who filmed a dead body, and also the guy who released a lunch package with mold, and also the guy who sued someone for making a video essay about him, and also the guy who said that a woman boxer shouldn't be able to win the Olympics because she's, and get this, a woman. So, you know, I'm good. But the thing that people don't give him enough credit for is that he made a game that's really fun and you can make money. Doesn't get enough credit for that. I think Logan thinks that I am mad because I had a suspicion that he had extra information in Mr. Beast's video. Many people in the box believe that, but I wasn't pressed about it. I just thought it was a fun story.
Even though many people felt Ludwig handled the situation more maturely, I don't exactly agree with everything he said. Ludwig claimed he just shared the tale because he thought it was funny, even though most people knew it was also meant as a jab at Logan and Prime. Ludwig claimed that in order to preserve the brand's reputation, he initially kept the story a secret. But as Prime started to receive much more criticism for promoting high-caffeine energy drinks to younger consumers, this drama soon became one of the company's smaller problems.
YouTube stars Logan Paul and KSI founded the beverage brand. The drink comes in two forms, energy and hydration, but it's the energy version in neon-colored cans that has Schumer concerned for younger consumers. A 12-ounce can of Coke has 34 milligrams of caffeine. An 8.4-ounce can of Red Bull has 80. And a 12-ounce can of Prime Energy, 200 milligrams.
That is too much for any growing child. And that much caffeine can cause some adverse effects, such as disrupted sleep, mood disorders, upset stomach, even abnormal heart rhythms.
The warning label on Prime Energy notes it's not recommended for people under 18, but Schumer says the warning gets lost in the advertising.
Logan Paul was never really able to address this criticism because Prime Hydration and Prime Energy have always had extremely similar marketing strategies. Both products are promoted using fast edits, loud music, vivid colors, and a high-energy TikTok-style film that clearly appeals to younger viewers. Whether intentionally or not, a significant percentage of Prime's viewership has always consisted of kids, teens, and younger followers who already follow Logan Paul and KSI online.
Selling energy brand in the world versus Prime Energy. They're both the US version and they're both 12-ounce cans. 160 calories versus 10 calories. Ooh. 38 grams of sugar versus 0 grams of sugar.
What?
114 milligrams of caffeine. We got 200 milligrams.
Ain't no way.
And when it comes to electrolytes, 150 milligrams of electrolytes. We double it, 300.
Oh my God.
The point is, we're so much f***ing better.
And that's where the real dispute began. Many people on the internet said that marketing high-caffeine energy drinks to younger consumers was just reckless. Of course, it's totally up to you if you enjoy energy drinks as an adult. Critics, however, thought that the problem stemmed from Prime Energy's promotion by influencers, many of whom have younger audiences. Compared to firms like Red Bull, which usually target adults and extreme sports audiences, Prime's branding felt much more lively, youth-oriented, and internet-focused. As the outrage increased, other charges surfaced online, including those related to particular compounds and discussions about microplastics and forever chemicals in Prime Hydration. After the issue got viral on social media and TikTok, Logan Paul was forced to publicly address the problem.
Not only is there a lawsuit against Logan Paul's company Prime for there being PFOs, which are forever chemicals, in the Prime hydration drink.
All right, let's talk about this. First off, anyone can sue anyone at any time. That does not make the lawsuit true, and in this case, it is not. There's claims that PFOS or forever chemicals come from plastic. So in this case, they're not talking about the actual drink, the liquid Prime. They're talking about the bottle that Prime is manufactured in. This ain't a rinky-dink operation. We use the top bottle manufacturers in the United States. All of your favorite beverage brands, Coke, Pepsi, Tropicana, Dr. Pepper, they use these companies. If the product is served in plastic, they make a bottle for them. Accordingly, we follow Title 21 for the Code of Regulations for PET and all other types of bottles. The products are manufactured by our company in a manner compliant with all pertinent and current good manufacturing practices by the United States Food and Drug Administration. All of our suppliers use GMP facilities. But let's say they're talking about the drink itself. Here's where their argument really falls apart. Pay attention.
But according to the testing done by one of the lawyers for the plaintiff...
Whoa! Hold it! You saw Goodman or Walter White, brother, because this little study that was conducted by a lawyer is absolute bullshit. They're claiming that Prime has 0.06 ppt, parts per trillion. But that's interesting because the EPA says that anything under 1.1 ppt cannot be deemed as reasonably accurate, meaning they don't have the right tools or resources to even prove what they're claiming. Are you following this? It means the detection limit is 66 times more than what they're claiming we have in our drink. And that's just the detection limit. Your own state will not even take action unless it's over 40 parts per trillion. So we don't even think this information is factual, but for the sake of this conversation, let's continue.
In one Prime hydration drink, they found 3 times the amount of PFOs that you should consume in drinking water in your life.
We have a very big multi-million-dollar filter that filters the water from the state. Water you drink at home, water provided by the state before we make it into Prime. If this claim about PFOs and PFAs is true, what is that saying about your state water? Then, according to their website, the Environmental Protection Agency's recommendation is using one of 3 tactics to remove as many PFOS and PFAS as possible. Activated carbon, ion exchange treatment, and reverse osmosis. Well, we do 2 out of the 3 of those to clean the state's water before it even becomes Prime. We don't think these numbers are factual, and we're not the only one who caught this.
The level that was reportedly found was below the limit of detection, and if that even was the level, it is still 66 times lower than the recently established federal maximum contaminant level of 4 parts per trillion for PFOS.
For customer safety, we retain samples of every single batch of Prime that has ever come off the production line. So if/when this plaintiff wants to come forward with a production number, we will retain samples from that batch and conduct our own independent study. We're putting out better for you products. Meanwhile, our competitors are on the cusp of getting banned in the United States. The #1 sports drink in the world just had SKUs banned in California for using dyes linked to cancer. That is a fact. It already happened. The difference with us is one person conducted a random study and has provided 0 evidence to substantiate any of their claims. Do y'all remember a while back when they said that the FDA was investigating Prime? It never happened. They never called us because we follow every single guideline and regulation. So Tommy the TikTok lawyer, 4 videos in, man, farm those views, get those likes, and get a haircut while you're at it. We'll accept an apology within the next 48 hours, otherwise you're going to be representing yourself in a miserable courtroom for lying about our brand.
Furthermore, it's hardly surprising that Prime's online reputation has taken a hit following all of this controversy. What seemed to be one of the most well-liked influencer products ever created seems to be waning with time. Reports of slow sales, excess inventory, and stores having trouble moving products have all contributed to the negative conversation surrounding the brand. As a result, what started out as an online success story has progressively grown into one of the most controversial influencer businesses on the internet. Having said that, kindly let us know what you think about Prime and the space provided for comments below. Do you think the reaction was justified, or did the internet go too far? Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.